I think we're such in a rush to get to EVs and stuff like that. People don't realize that, you know, you're slowly kind of like cooking yourself. Everything that makes it an STI, I believe this is like the best one. Like from the interior, would you want to get like a brand new like 2025 Subaru WRX STI?
Yeah, there's love, there's hate, lies and games, faith.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, this is going to be a really fun video for me to make because if you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm a huge Subaru fan. I've had a 2019 Subaru WRX STI, I've had a 2021 Subaru WRX STI, and I've had a 2023 VB WRX. And I feel like every iteration, it just got a little bit better. Like the 2021 Subaru WRX STI was better than the 2019 Subaru WRX STI, and the VB WRX was better in a lot of ways than the STIs that I had. So I was like, man, it would be amazing if Subaru actually, you know, created a STI based on that VB platform, because there's so many things they did right. I just felt like they needed to give the VB, you know, color match, like side panels, like how these two cars have, you know, none of the plastic cladding. They needed to give it the STI transmission and just, you know, drive modes and things like that. And I think it would be perfect, right? So I heard it this now, mind you, I've been planning on making this video for like 2 weeks, but I've had so many other things going on that I just didn't get the chance to. But I wanted to give you guys my perspective, because I'm sure you guys have known by now, have heard that there's a rumor going around, a very strong rumor with good sources behind it, that Subaru is going to bring back the WRX STI, right? And I feel like that's a great thing. And I think it's indicative of where we're heading as a people, you know, just going forward. Because, you know, I think what happens with technology, when technology first comes out and is marketed and is promoted, everybody jumps on it. They're like, yes, this is the greatest thing ever. And then years later on, we find out like, ooh, that really wasn't it. I think we're such in a rush to get to EVs and stuff like that. People don't realize that, you know, you're slowly kind of like cooking yourself if you're sat in an EV all day. So if you're like in an electric vehicle all day, EVs, they emit huge amounts of EMF, like huge amounts of radiation, and you're slowly kind of microwaving yourself. You're slowly cooking yourself. You're slowly, you know, like it's a cancer-causing agent. So I think long-term they're going to be like, yeah, you know, we should have went with biofuels, or we should have went with ethanol, or, you know, different things, or we should just, you know, keep gasoline and start, you know, putting out a bunch of CO2 scrubbers if they're worried about, you know, the ozone layer or environment or whatever it is that they're trying to cook up this time, you know? So I feel like, you're starting to see it. You're starting to see the big companies like Ford and them starting to push back now and say, hey, maybe we don't want to go full EVs, we want to go hybrid and stuff like that. And I think that's going to be the name of the game going forward, because I think we were so eager to jump on a lot of these technologies that we didn't look at the downside of them. And I think it would make sense for Subaru to bring back the Subaru WRX STI as a gasoline-powered vehicle and give the people what they want. But I'm going to head out to one of my favorite Subaru dealerships, Subaru Melbourne, and I'm going to go over certain things to do with the current VB WRX and show you why it's such a great platform to bring back the Subaru WRX STI. So, without further ado, let's go. All right, so we're back at one of my all-time favorite dealerships. We're over here at Subaru Melbourne in Melbourne, Florida, and we're here to discuss something that I actually told you guys. I predicted this back in like 2022. So I'll put in a clip right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Back in 2022, I told you guys that the Subaru WRX was coming back, and it was coming back as a gasoline vehicle, not EV or anything like that. But let me put that clip in right here so you guys can see. As you all know, you know, I actually dropped a video last week, Friday, I believe it was, letting you guys know that Subaru has discontinued the STI, that it wouldn't be based on this new platform, and they were looking into going electric. But if you actually look at the press release that they put out, or you pay attention to their wording, basically what they're saying is that the new STI will not be based on this WRX platform. It wouldn't be based, or they said a new internal combustion engine would not be based on this platform. And I believe they were very specific with their wording. So you see Mystic Kess already, or Mystic RCF already reported that the STI would be coming back, right? Oh look, there's an STI pulling up right there. Let me see if you guys can see it. Another old school STI just pulled up and parked right there. But yeah, so I told you guys the STI was coming back, and now we have somebody else, you know, a very popular auto journalist. I'll put a picture of him right here so you guys can see. All right, so he also said the same thing, like, and he heard it from credible sources that the STI, Subaru will be bringing the STI back soon, and it will be coming back with a gasoline powered motor. And I'm just here to say, I told you so. You know, shout out to my guy, Heavy Metal WRX. Like, he jumped on this story a little bit faster than me. We both, I think, heard it at the same time, but he put together an amazing video, like putting the sources and everything together. So you guys can go check out his channel and you can see what he's talking about in regards to this, basically mirroring what I'm saying here. But, you know, I had to do the RCF way and kind of bring this news to you guys the way how I do it. So yes, the STI is coming back, and it makes perfect sense for Subaru to do that because they already have an amazing car with the Subaru WRX as it is. Like, you know, so it makes sense for them to bring back the STI, because let's look at this, right? If we have to find any faults really on the current WRX, it's really just this. It's the, you know, the black cladding, or that grayish cladding on the side. Same thing on, you know, down here with the side skirts, back here, and the rear bumper. So I feel like if the STI comes back and they make those body colored match, it's already automatically a hit, especially if they add the rear ring on the back here. But let's talk about all the things that Subaru got right with this WRX, right? So one of the first things, you got the quad exhaust. When you go to like cars like the GR Corolla, they just got like that 3 exhaust, right? Another thing that this has over the GR Corolla is that this has a ton of space in the back here, like tons of space, right? Underneath here, there's no spare tire, but you do get a jack and you get a fix-a-fact kit. So that is there. You get this Subaru cargo mat in the back here, so that's really nice. You got like a little itty-bitty wing, but it's still a wing, right? And this is like a limited spec. You got these nice wheels on here, wrapped in Dunlops, right? So these are like really nice. These are what, 245s, 40 or 18s. So these are 18s. So it's going to be less expensive to get tires for than a lot of the other cars. Like my Type R is not going to compete with this when it comes to cost of ownership, you know, when it's time to get tires and stuff like that. So that's something to know. You got Subaru written in there. You got little gems like that. These lights, they swivel when you turn them. That's pretty cool. So like you get good visibility everywhere. Plus you actually get fog lights in here, something that you don't get on most vehicles, right? And I'll show you one of the things that I absolutely love about the WRX. I'm telling you, Subaru got it right with this WRX, right? So, well, before we even get there, you got all aluminum pedals, even the dead pedals aluminum. Beautiful seats. You got the WRX, very comfortable, beautiful. You get an actual handbrake. That's something that I don't have in my GTI or my Type R. No real handbrake. And something that we only have really in our CX-90 and few other vehicles, because the Type R nor the GTI has this, nor the Golf R. You get actual hood struts. Look at that. Actual hood struts, works beautifully, beautiful engine. It takes to mods really, really well. So while we're on the subject of the engine, right, I think this Subaru is like 267 or around 270 horsepower, somewhere around there. Like, you know, it's not that high power, but if you tune it, you get a lot of power. There's a lot of hidden power in this engine, right? What I've heard, you know, from, I think his name is Josh Lieberman or something like that. Sorry if I butchered your name, but yeah, from him and other sources, is that the new STI is going to be roughly 400 horsepower. So imagine this, that looks better, has roughly 400 horsepower. You still get things like, you have the option to get the sunroof there. You get awesome colors, you know? There's so much like potential to kind of capitalize on what they left behind when they stopped making the STI, because let's be real, the GR Corolla started eating off of the STI's table once the STI stopped being made in 2021, right? I would say so did the Volkswagen Golf R. I feel like Volkswagen Golf R and the Toyota GR Corolla, both all-wheel drive systems that started doing really well once the STI exited the market, right? And the thing about it is, right, neither one of those cars have a symmetrical all-wheel drive, one of the best all-wheel drive systems out there. So personally, I feel like once the STI comes back, it's going to sell like crazy, depending on how they price it. If they price it properly, right, let's say they have it selling for like 45 to 50,000, I think it's going to sell easily all day. If a STI comes in between 45 and 50,000 and it has over 400 horsepower, it has the body color match panels, you know, and it has the wing, the traditional beautiful STI wing, I think it's going to outsell, it's probably going to outsell the Type R, it's probably going to outsell the GTIs, the Golf Rs, you know, the GR Corollas. I think it's going to surpass all of them. And at 400 horsepower, that's right there with the Nissan Z that I just recently reviewed. So at 400 horsepower, all-wheel symmetrical all-wheel drive. And then let's talk about the treatment that you get at Subaru dealerships, like Subaru Melbourne here. Every time I come here, the service department they treat you like you're a king. They treat you well. The salespeople, they treat me well. They treat you like you're at an ultimate luxury dealership. That's what it feels like, you know. They treat you so well. And shout out to like the sales manager here, John. Like, he's always looked out for me every time I've been here. The service manager has always looked out for me. People in parts have always been cool. Like, they're just, it's a great dealership. Also, shout out to Mark too. Mark is like, I think like a GM here or something, and he's always been super nice, man. Always looked out for me. So the buying experience and the ownership experience at Subaru is just better than most of the other dealerships out there. Like, there's somebody here with an S4 here, and I've been to Audi dealerships and they're cool, but it's nothing like a Subaru buying and owning experience. And then let's talk about the Subaru community. The Subaru community is just an amazing community as well. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just better. Like, I remember, you know, when I was in my 23 WRX, every time I see somebody, they'd always do like the Subi wave, and you know, it was just love. It's just a good vibe, man. So that's one thing. And then another thing to consider too when buying a car is the type of rates available through the dealership or through that brand. Subaru has consistently, in my opinion, from what I've seen, given better rates than what you get at other, like if you go to buy a Volkswagen, you go to buy a Subaru, you're always going to get a better rate at Subaru versus Volkswagen or any of the other brands through, you know, Subaru finance. So that's another thing to consider. Like, they work with you. Like, I've gotten my best rates through Subaru, and I've bought cars where my credit score was like 630, 650, and was still able to get like 6% financing. So that will let you know how much better, you know, Subaru is than some of the other brands out there. But I want you guys to comment below. Are you guys, first of all, do you believe that Subaru will be bringing back a gasoline powered STI? How do you think they're going to configure it? How do you think it's going to look? And would you want one? Would you want to get like a brand new, like 2025 Subaru WRX STI? I'm telling you right now, if they make it, I'm getting it. As long, if it's like under 50,000, I'm getting it. Let's see what this Subaru WRX Limited is going for. So yeah, this thing is pretty much looks like it's fully loaded, right? It has like the lights here and, you know, pretty much everything, like touch to lock, and then you can unlock, you know. Well, I'm probably not close enough. Yeah, there you go. So unlock, you get a beautiful seats, beautiful steering. Oh, something I didn't mention, one of the best sound systems I've ever heard in a car ever. This Harman Kardon sound system here, literally one of the best sound systems I've heard in any of the cars that I've had. So you get an amazing sound system. Then on top of that, you get auto up and down for front and rear. And then if you have kids, you can fit. I've done this before. You know, if you look at some of my old videos when I had my 23 WRX, you see I was able to fit 3 car seats back in here comfortably, and you have ample leg room, something that you can't say for the Golf R or the GR Corolla. So that's something to be aware of, man. Like, it's a great car to have. It's fun to drive. So much aftermarket support. You could even add a CD player to this. Come on, man. Come on. You get like, when you build yours, you can add a CD player into this. So there's just so many things that is right about the Subaru WRX, and I feel they can perfect it with the STI, because it's going to be based on this engine platform here. It's going to be based on this same engine, and we've seen what people have been able to do getting power out of these motors. Now imagine this motor with the STI transmission. Come on, man. Come on. If they build it, Subaru, if you build this and you bring it back, and please make it body color match, you know, on the outside, you do this, I'm getting one. I'm telling you, you heard it live right here on Race Car Friends. I'm getting one. You guys comment below, let me know what you think. Would you get a brand new Subaru WRX STI, or are you off of that now? Well, I'm still on it. I'm still on the Subi train, and I'm excited and hoping that the STI comes back sooner rather than later. But that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Race Car Friends out. So I want to go into why us Subi guys, why all of us that are into the STI actually have a reason to have hope right now. So as you all know, I actually dropped a video last week, Friday I believe it was, letting you guys know that Subaru has discontinued the STI, that it wouldn't be based on this new platform, and they were looking into going electric. But if you actually look at the press release that they put out, or you pay attention to their wording, basically what they're saying is that the new STI will not be based on this WRX platform. It wouldn't be based, or they said a new internal combustion engine would not be based on this platform. And I believe they were very specific with their wording.